Yo, KenkoVibers. It's Ethan back with the awesome Grace for another deep dive.
Hey everyone, ready to get real about some skin stuff?
Today, it's all about acne. And we're going deep, not just like surface level stuff.
We're going to break it down what causes those breakouts and all the ways you can fight back.
Think of it as your ultimate acne battle plan. So first things first, what is this thing we're up against?
Okay, imagine your skin's like a city.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
And it's got these oil glands, sebaceous glands, pumping out oil to keep everything smooth.
Like little factories keeping the skin streets slick.
Exactly. But sometimes those streets get clogged up. Dead skin cells, oil, it all builds up, creating a blockage.
Ah, so that's where the trouble starts.
Right. If the blockage is closed, you get a whitehead. But if it's open, the oil oxidizes, turns dark blackhead city.
Ugh, blackheads. The worst.
And then things get really interesting. This bacteria, P. acnes, shows up.
P. acnes. Sounds kind of cute for a troublemaker.
It sees that block pore and throws a full-blown inflammation party.
So those red angry bumps, that's the aftermath of P. acnes partying too hard.
Pretty much. And sometimes the party gets so wild it turns into a deep, painful cyst.
No fun at all. So clogged pores, bacteria going wild. Sounds like we need to hit back on multiple fronts.
Totally. And that's why knowing the different treatments is key.
Okay, so let's break down the acne arsenal. What are our first lines of defense?
Before we even talk creams and pills, there's lifestyle change.
Yeah, gotta work from the inside out, right?
What you eat, your sleep, stress, it all affects your skin.
Okay, so give me the goods. What kind of lifestyle tweaks actually make a difference?
Diet is a big one. But it's not just about greasy food, though that can be a factor for some people.
So no more fries. That's harsh.
Some foods can trigger inflammation in your body, and that shows up on your skin.
So it's not just the oil and your face, but what's going on inside.
Exactly. Dairy, sugary drinks, processed stuff, those can be sneaky culprits.
So gotta pay attention to what your skin doesn't like.
What else? Sleep. Those beauty sleep hours are real. Lack of sleep throws off hormones, including the ones controlling oil production.
Makes sense. When I'm sleep deprived, everything's a mess, my skin included.
And then there's stress. Exam week, deadlines, that kind of stuff.
Oh, tell me about it. Stress and breakouts go hand in hand for me.
Stress hormones ramp up oil production and inflammation. Bad combo.
So manage that stress, people. Okay, what about bad habits? The ones we should quit, but
Smoking.
bingo. That really affects acne.
It messes with blood flow to your skin, delays healing, plus it damages collagen, making scars worse.
So quitting smoking is good for your health and your looks. Win-win.
Exactly. Okay, those are the lifestyle basics.
But let's be real, sometimes you need more firepower.
You're talking over-the-counter treatment.
Yep, like the first line of attack.
Right. We've got some heroes in that category.
Hit me with it. Who's first up?
Salicylic acid. It's in tons of cleansers and stuff.
Yeah, that's like the classic acne fighter.
It's a BHA, a beta-hydroxy acid, and it dissolves the gunk clogging your pores, like a drain cleaner for your skin.
So it's all about keeping those pores clear.
Yep. Stops those blockages from forming in the first place.
Okay, so salicylic acid's like the prevention squad? What else we got?
Benzoyl peroxide. That one tackles acne on like 3 levels.
Ooh, a triple threat. Tell me more.
It kills bacteria, especially P. acnes.
Shuts down the bacterial party. Love it.
It also exfoliates, gets rid of dead skin cells so pores don't clog.
Double whammy against those blockages.
And it's anti-inflammatory, calms redness and swelling.
Benzoyl peroxide, the skincare superhero.
It's strong though. Be careful with the percentage. Start low and see how your skin reacts.
Good advice. So we've got salicylic acid for prevention, benzoyl peroxide for all-out attack. Anything else?
Retinoids. Now these are game changers.
Retinoids, I've heard of those, but they kind of scare me.
They're powerful, yeah, but so worth it.
Okay, I'm listening. What makes them so special?
They're vitamin A derivatives, and they work on multiple levels against acne. Ultimate multitaskers.
Intrigued. Lay it on me.
They regulate skin cell turnover, so no more dead cells clogging pores.
Exfoliation ninjas.
They reduce oil production, too, making it harder for bacteria to thrive.
Less oil, less food for those bacteria to party on.
And they're anti-inflammatory, too, like benzoyl peroxide.
Wow, they really do it all.
Oh, and get this, they can actually shrink your oil glands.
Wait, seriously? Smaller pores for real?
Over time? Yeah, consistent use can do wonders for skin texture.
Okay, I'm sold. But they can be harsh, right?
Yeah, at first. Start low and slow. There are gentler over-the-counter ones like Differin.
Got it. Slow and steady.
Yeah.
Anything else about retinoids?
They make your skin super sun sensitive.
Sunscreen is a must then.
Every single day, rain or shine.
Sun protection, check.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, and retinoids. That's a lot. Anything else in the OTC world?
A few other ingredients can be helpful. AHAs, alpha hydroxy acids. They're exfoliators, but gentler.
So good for sensitive skin types.
Exactly. If salicylic acid is too much, try those.
Makes sense. What else?
Azelaic acid. It's naturally occurring and does a bunch of things: antibacterial, anti-inflammatory.
So it fights bacteria, A&D calms things down.
Plus, it helps with those dark marks acne can leave behind.
Bonus. What else?
Niacinamide. It's a vitamin B3 that controls oil and reduces redness.
Multitasking superstar.
Yep. Good for overall skin health, too, not just acne.
Wow, so many over-the-counter options.
It's a lot, right? And what works for one person might not work for another.
True, it's like a skincare puzzle, finding the right pieces for your skin.
But what happens when those over-the-counter options just aren't enough?
So we got to bring in the big guns, prescription treatments.
Exactly. Sometimes you need something stronger and more tailored.
Okay, let's talk prescription acne fighters. Where do we start?
Well, we can explore topicals, creams and gels, and then there are oral medications that work from the inside out.
Okay, let's start with the topicals. What's our first line of defense when over-the-counter just doesn't cut it?
Prescription strength retinoids, remember those?
Yeah, those multitasking powerhouses.
There are stronger versions you can get with a prescription, like tretinoin.
So taking it to the next level.
They're super effective, but they can also be more irritating. Start slow and listen to your doctor.
Got it. Slow and steady wins the race with retinoids.
Hmm.
What else is there?
Clindamycin, that's an antibiotic, fights the bacteria that cause acne.
Like a targeted strike against P. acne.
Yes, exactly. It's often combined with benzoyl peroxide for a double whammy. You can get that as a cream or a pill, actually.
Interesting. 2 delivery methods.
And then there's azelaic acid, that multitasker we talked about.
The one that fights bacteria, calms things down.
Yeah.
A&D helps with dark spots.
You got it. Well, there's a prescription strength version, too, if you need something stronger.
Makes sense. Gotta level up sometimes.
Yeah.
What about combination treatments? Any premix stuff that tackles multiple things at once?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me more about this.
Epiduo is one. It combines adapalene, a retinoid, with benzoyl peroxide. Good for blackheads, whiteheads, and those red inflamed bumps.
So it's hitting all the angles.
Yep, really effective. There's also benzaclin. It's benzoyl peroxide plus clindamycin, the antibiotic.
So that one's really targeting the bacteria and the inflammation.
Exactly. Those combination creams are often a good starting point for prescription treatments.
It's like a one-stop shop for acne fighting.
Right. And there's some new treatments out there, too.
Ooh, new stuff. I love new stuff.
Axone is one. It's a topical gel, good for those red inflamed bumps.
Okay, targeting the inflammation. What's the other one?
Winlevi. It works in a totally different way. It targets hormone receptors on oil glands.
Hormonal acne. That stuff can be brutal.
I know, right? And Winlevi goes right to the source of the problem.
Pretty cool. So we've got prescription retinoids, clindamycin, azelaic acid, these combo creams, and then Axone and Winlevi. That's a lot of options.
It is. And your dermatologist can help you figure out which is right for you.
Okay, so we've covered the topicals. What if those aren't enough?
Then we've got oral medications. Those work throughout your whole body.
All right, let's hear about those. What's our first line of defense in this category?
Oral antibiotics, like doxycycline.
Antibiotics. Aren't those for infections?
Well, bacteria play a big role in acne, especially the inflamed kind. Antibiotics help knock those bacteria down.
So it's like a system-wide attack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they should only be used for a short time or the bacteria can become resistant.
We don't want them becoming supervillains.
Right. So antibiotics are a short-term solution but can be really effective.
Okay, what other oral medications are out there?
If you have hormonal acne, there's hormonal therapy.
That sounds intense.
It can be, but it's also really effective. It usually involves things like birth control pills or spironolactone, which block those hormones that trigger breakouts.
So it's like regulating those hormonal ups and downs.
Yep. It's often used for women who break out around their period.
This is a targeted approach for hormonal acne. What else is there?
And then there's Accutane.
Accutane. That's like the ultimate acne weapon.
It's a heavy hitter, for sure. Accutane's an oral retinoid, and it can really reduce oil production. For some people, it even leads to long-term remission.
Wow, like hitting the reset button on your skin?
It's super effective, but it's also a serious medication. It has potential side effects.
Yeah, I've heard about those. Dry skin, mood swings.
Right, so it's only for severe acne that hasn't responded to other treatments, and you need close monitoring from your dermatologist.
Not a decision to take lightly.
But for people who've struggled with severe acne for years, it can be life-changing.
Okay, so we've got oral antibiotics for short-term bacterial control, hormonal therapy for hormonal acne, and Accutane for those really tough cases. That's some serious acne fighting power.
It is. And remember, this is just a glimpse of what's out there. New treatments are being developed all the time.
That's encouraging. So for anyone struggling with acne, there's hope.
Absolutely. And this is just part one of our deep dive.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll talk about the emotional side of acne, why seeing a dermatologist is so important, and some of the latest breakthroughs in treatment.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Part two of our acne deep dive.
We've covered a lot, from the science of breakouts to all those treatment options.
But let's, zoom out for a minute.
Okay, give me the big picture. What's the takeaway from all this?
It's crazy how much acne treatment has changed.
Right. Like, we've moved way beyond just scrubbing our faces and hoping for the best.
Totally. Now we get the science behind acne. We can target the oil production, the bacteria, the inflammation.
It's like we're finally speaking acne's language.
Exactly. And that means we've got so many more treatments now for different types of acne, different severities.
So it's not one size fits all anymore. It's about finding what works for you.
Right on. And that's why seeing a dermatologist is so important, especially if your acne is stubborn or really bad.
You can, like, create a custom plan for you.
And they can tell you what's BS and what actually works, because there's a lot of hype out there, you know?
Oh yeah, those miracle products that promise to clear your skin overnight.
Yeah, gotta be realistic. Acne treatment takes time.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And even with the best treatments, you might still have ups and downs. Hormones, stress, even the weather can mess with your skin.
So don't get discouraged. Stick with it. And if something's not working, talk to your derm.
Now let's talk about something people don't always talk about, the emotional side of acne.
This is huge. Acne can really affect your confidence, especially when you're younger.
It can lead to social anxiety, feeling self-conscious. Some people even get depressed because of it.
It's not just about how it looks, it's how it makes you feel.
Right. And those feelings are totally valid. It's okay to be frustrated, upset, even angry about having acne.
It's not just vanity, it's about feeling good in your own skin.
Exactly. So if you're struggling with that emotional side, reach out for support.
Talk to someone you trust, like a friend, family member, or therapist. There are even online communities where you can connect with people who get it.
You're not alone in this. Tons of people deal with acne. There's no shame in asking for help.
Okay, before we wrap up, I want to touch on some stuff that's changing the game for acne treatment.
Hit me with the latest.
Personalized skincare is getting huge.
Like custom-made treatments, that sounds so cool.
Yeah. There are DNA tests, microbiome analyses, even apps that use AI to create personalized routines.
Whoa! Like having a serum made just for you. Is that stuff actually available yet?
It's still pretty new, but the potential is crazy.
I'm so curious to see where that goes. It could totally change everything.
And then there's this whole gut health connection.
Ah, the gut-skin axis.
Turns out the bacteria in our gut can actually affect inflammation in our skin and even trigger acne.
So what you eat affects your skin and everything else?
Yep. So things like probiotics, prebiotics, fermented foods, they might actually help with acne.
Interesting. Taking care of your gut for clear skin. I like it.
It's definitely part of the equation.
Okay, so much good stuff in this deep dive. Feeling way more knowledgeable about acne now.
Me too. We covered everything from the basics to the super cutting edge stuff.
And that holistic approach is key, right?
Totally. Lifestyle, skincare routine, professional help, emotional support, it all matters.
And again, there's any shame in getting help. Acne is super common, and there are solutions out there.
So don't suffer in silence. Talk to a dermatologist, your doctor. Find a support group. Take that first step.
Okay, before we wrap up this acne adventure.
So Grace, before we wrap up this whole acne deep dive, gotta ask what really stood out to you in all this research.
You know, it's funny. We talk about all these fancy treatments, DNA tests, AI apps, but honestly, what struck me most is how much control we have through just basic lifestyle stuff.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the products, but sleep, stress, diet, those are huge.
Totally. It's like you are what you eat, but for your skin. And I think that's pretty empowering, you know? We're not just stuck with whatever skin we're born with. We can actually make choices that make a difference.
Totally agree. Like, sometimes you need the serious treatments, the prescriptions, but having those healthy habits as your base, That's where it all starts.
And it's not even just about clear skin. It's about your whole well-being.
Yeah.
When you're taking care of yourself, sleeping well, eating right, managing stress, it shows.
Yes. That healthy glow comes from within. So for all you KenkoVibers out there, don't underestimate those everyday choices. They can totally transform your skin, your whole vibe.
For real. All right, I think we're good here.
Hold on. Gotta remind everyone to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. What are your skincare wins? What are you struggling with? Let us know.
And share this episode with your friends. Let's spread those good skin vibes.
All right, folks, that's a wrap for today's acne adventure. Stay healthy, stay happy, keep those vibes high. Peace out.